Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR Today for Friday morning, August 28th, 2020. I'm the man they call Meathead, and joining me as always in just a moment here will be Matthew Thomas. Folks, if I haven't yet asked you to, go ahead and go ahead and subscribe, go comment on all the videos. We really do appreciate the interaction, the likes, the shares, everything else that's happening on the socials and on the Facebooks, the podcasts, the streams, all of that. And we appreciate our new sponsors. Let me bring Matthew Thomas here. Good morning, Matthew.
Hey, good morning, Meathead.
So, Matthew, have you gotten a chance yet to get your Manscaped package? Or your package Manscaped?
I have not gotten my care package. I know Damien was not on yesterday morning, but if you can do a little favor for me the next time you have him on, just asking the status of my care package. You know, and here's the thing, too. I get it. There's a lot of us.
Thank God you said care package and not ask him the status of my package.
Yeah. There's a lot of us nuts. Nice clarification needed. There's a lot of us on the show. I understand that. But here's the thing. Like, if you and I need to share, if we need to do like a retro Netflix type of deal where I have it 1 week and then, have a little envelope and I mail it to you and vice versa, we can do that.
I don't know, because seriously, I mean, you don't need my, the fly course ones getting in there and jamming up all the gears. You don't need that.
Well, here's the thing. It could be like the Netflix of grooming, or maybe nut clips.
Ned clips. Yeah, because that's exactly what the world needs now. Folks, Manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code PWR. Let us know if you're ordering it. By the way, use the hashtag Manscaped Pod when you're doing that. So get on over to PWR 360. Let us know that you're ordering it. Again, use PWR and you can get a 20% off promo, with that as well. Manscaped.com. That's MANSCAPED. Manscaped.com. And we talked about this on Wednesday morning show. It doesn't, just because it has the word man in it, doesn't mean that you can't let your lady have it as well. Again, nothing better than, just getting down to that hardwood floor there. But, I mean, if you like a little throw rug, or, if you like your shag carpeting the way it is, then, by all means, design whatever you need. Please send any pictures of your updates to Damian Nelson or David Hero, because I don't want to see them.
I think that's a very reasonable idea.
Very reasonable indeed. So, all right, folks, let's talk a little wrestling. Last night on TNT, we had a live edition of AEW Dynamite. Matthew, did you get at least caught up on everything that happened on Dynamite?
I think I am. I think I am current on all the happenings that are AEW at the moment.
This is the first show that they sold tickets for. They said they sold up to 10%. The only tickets that were left were resales, which Tony Khan had mentioned specifically that he wasn't going to be in on the resale market. They were sold as pods, 2, 4, 6, and 8 person pods, where you're supposed to know each other in this pod. I like the idea. And you know what? Hats off to AEW for being the first and obviously trying it. Now, in 14 days, technically, we might have an outbreak. Who knows? I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But you know what? AEW, kudos to you for trying it. And what a difference the beginning of the show felt like. They start off with the talent in the ring. Here comes the Dynamite music. And all of a sudden, oh, wait, there's a guest commentator. It's Le Demigod, Dem-O-God. It's Le Champion. It's Chris Jericho. And you know what was sorely missed? And Jericho, even though he's a heel, even though he's Chris Jericho, is having this big feud with Orange Cassidy, to have the fans in the crowd singing along to Judas. Judas in my mind. I mean, I become man. Jericho was in it, man. He missed it. I mean, again, Jericho, for obviously you guys know this because that's Jericho's theme song. That's Judas from his band Fozzy. Jericho's a performer. I mean, it's what he does. And to get that first crowd interaction in how many months, that had to hit him in the right spot. I might go back and watch it again because just listening to the crowd it's been a while. We've missed it. So it was nice to see Jericho just soak it in. Everybody else soak it in. It was good stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's over 5 months at this point. Yeah, what an outstanding opening. And
did Jericho come out when you saw him in Denver?
Oh, I'm trying to think. It's been so long ago. He was there. Yeah, he was there because this was coming off of the heels of the
probably the Moxley loss.
Moxley title run. Yeah. So yeah, he was definitely there, and crowd reaction great as it seemingly always is with Jericho, with the crowd singing the song back to him. But yeah, the open was great. The reaction was great, and great job for the production crew on the close-ups of the crowd, because the ones that you've got there, we want to see them. We want to feel that degree of normalcy.
Yeah.
So the constant crowd shots were awesome.
Well needed as well, much needed. They opened the night, with the Gauntlet match. I love the order of this. The order of the Gauntlet was determined by the official AEW rankings as of today. The number 4 contenders, Natural Nightmares. Number 3 contenders, the Bucks. Number 2 were Best Friends, and number 1 was FTR. So the match started off with Natural Nightmares and Young Bucks. Young Bucks win that match. Then they take on Best Friends. Now, the story of this whole thing here, besides the winner of the Gauntlet, was that Hangman Adam Page held on to one of the Bucks' legs and cost the Bucks the match. Therefore, the final of this Gauntlet was going to be Best Friends and FTR. And honestly, I thought it was a given at that point. FTR is your number 1 contenders. They will go into All Out and face Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page for the AEW Tag Team Championships. As
well they should. And great job to keep building that Adam Page story. Very intrigued. I mean, this is played out over the course of 7-8 months now, and they keep giving you layer after layer, and this is the right match for the pay-per-view, and I'm very intrigued to see where it goes. I mean, I think that Page, along with MJF, are probably your 2 breakout young stars of AEW. I mean, we've got
because that was the main event of that. What's the ring that MJF wears? That was the main event of that tournament.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember, was it just a year ago, where Page versus Jericho, it felt like it was maybe hot-shotting Page a little bit. I didn't necessarily, that Adam Page is 180 degrees different in the Adam Page that you've got now. It is a character that has been built, that has gotten over with the audience. And if you had the situation come up now, I mean, just a year removed, where you had Adam Page in a title match like that, I don't think there would be any harm whatsoever in pulling the trigger. I think that year has really progressed this guy's character and just gotten the guy over. And it's hard to say that phrase now with over 5 months without fans, but going back to the Denver show and going back to the TVs subsequent to that, one of the strongest reactions from fans. Now, granted, part of that was the fact that a lot of people wanted him to take their drinks and to give him their drinks, which is probably not going to be happening a ton, at least in the foreseeable future. But still, that character has really resonated.
We could make it happen. I mean, if they really want to clean off a can and let him open the can.
So you're saying now the drinks are going to be plants, huh? See, it's not the same. It's not the same if the drinks are plants. They've got to be from strangers that you don't know. That's the fun in taking drinks from strangers, is you don't know where the strangers have been.
Well, that's a life that you've led for a long time, Matthew. So
no comment.
The Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, with Jake the Snake Roberts, which is important here, took on a new competitor, Sean Maluda. Murder Hawk Monster blows through him, but that's not really the story here. And JR throwing out that is a restaurant quality ass whooping. After the mauling, Jake the Snake Roberts enters the ring to join Lance Archer. Taz, Ricky Starks, and the Machine Brian Cage interrupt Jake Roberts and Team Taz walk down to the ring. Now, here's what really got me. Jake goes, "What the hell is that?" Like Jake forgot where he was. You're staring at the AEW Megatron there, and you're saying, "What the hell is that, dude?" The promo's changing. Don't you hear the music? Pay attention. I found this very unique. Taz came out. He's got Ricky Starks and he's got Brian Cage. Brian Cage carrying the FTW Championship. Taz and Jake the Snake Roberts have never gone one-on-one on the microphone before. They were going at it. These are 2 heel managers, technically. And they're talking about who's going to win the Casino Royale, Battle Royal at All Out. There's another one, by the way. And the winner of that will be the number 1 contender. It was unique, to say the least. I would have loved to see Taz go with Jake 15 years ago, maybe. You know, a little bit earlier. Jake obviously is cleaner now. I mean, Jake's living a good life, but I needed to see Jake when he was, to be honest, probably, you know, even Jake around the the King of the Ring '96. Yeah. Jake, this Jake didn't do it for me. I mean, Jake seemed to get all worked up, but Jake, you know, a good Jake the Snake Roberts and Taz would be fantastic.
And here's the thing: it's a pairing that I personally never think about. I mean, Jake, one of the great promos of all time. Taz, somebody who has really come into his own in his own right on that mic, and it's just two completely different eras, and you never really think about them mixing it up like that. It was one of those things that I never knew that I wanted to see until tonight.
One more piece to this. So while the two men are going back and forth, out of nowhere, here comes Darby Allin's music. He skateboards down the ramp and blasts Starks literally right out of his shoes. Hit him so hard he lost his shoes. He knocked him so hard he jumped out of the shoes. I thought it was amazing. I did a spit take there. Oh my God, he's out of his shoes.
It was like it was a real life cartoon footage.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got something building there, and I didn't know that the Casino Battle Royal was going to be happening at All Out, which is a double point match, you know, for all of us here in the PWR draft, and we consider it like a Royal Rumble. So, I mean, there's a lot of points to be had there. We'll see what happens. Damian Nelson might be scoring some points. Maybe. We'll see. There is a women's match that's going to be happening. Thunder Rosa versus AEW Women's Champion Shida at All Out. And that Thunder Rosa is the current NWA Women's World Champion as well. So they're bringing in some NWA talent to take on Shida at All Out. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm curious to see, you know, where this goes. I like what I'm seeing with Thunder Rosa. It's I still feel that's what's lacking on AEW is that women's division. I mean, they're hitting on so many cylinders, but they just don't seem to have gotten their stride down yet with the women's division. So hopefully this will be another step in that direction.
It's time for the contract signing. Now, contract signings, we've had enough contract signings in our last 20-some years, 25 years, right? I've had enough. MJF is doing all he can with this, and him coming from the back on a walker, you know, with the tennis balls in the back of the walker, with the MJF plaid, basically, that's his colors and his scheme. It was not bad at all. So the ring is set up and the table set up where they're sitting, you know, on a long dining room table, you know, and MJF's at one end of that table, and all his entourage is on his side. Moxley's music hits, and here's again another thing where, you know what, the crowd was hot to see Moxley. Even Jericho called it out during the promo, you know, so he said, I can't stand this guy, but man, do these people miss him? They love him. That's their guy. He's not my champion, but he's theirs, I guess. Moxley was over with that 10% crowd. So I was happy to see it. Big announcement during this promo as well. The new PWI 500 came out. Guess who's number one? Jon Moxley.
Wow.
Jon Moxley, number one. So he this really comes down to MJF cutting the promo the whole time. Moxley just giggling along. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's funny. At the end. No, I was going to say at the end, Moxley takes the contract that he handed him. MJF signs it. Moxley signs it again. He goes, oh, you didn't read page 17. Points at his over-aggressive lawyer and says, you know what? You didn't read the fine print there, friend. You and me, we got a tune-up match next week. And if you don't show up, Jabroni here, he's not getting his title match. And don't worry, the Paradigm Shift will be legal in that match. So next week, it's going to be Jon Moxley against MJF's lawyer.
Yeah, and you know, here's the thing with Moxley and the whole title match. I think a lot of what the right move is depends on if they can move forward with fans. I think Moxley in this incarnation of him as champion needs that crowd. I mean, that is built into his gimmick, coming through the crowd, the guy that really pops the crowd. If you're at TV with, you know, no fans or a small percentage of fans, I think somebody like an MJF can carry that belt and provide that week-to-week entertainment as a heel champion more so than a Moxley, somebody who's presence is really built around that crowd. So very interesting to see that crowd reaction. And, it reminded me a lot of the excitement of, when they put the title on Moxley and the, 2 shows afterwards. And that has been, sorely missed in all of this. And you don't really think about it, but I think Moxley's title reign has been, something much like McIntyre's title reign. This is really impinged on that because, this was them going with the guy that WWE never would, go all in, no pun intended, with. And that's kind of been shortchanged in all of this as well, too.
An 8-man, excuse my cough here, an 8-man tag match between the Lucha Brothers and the Butcher and the Blade against the Bad Boy Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Brian Pillman Jr. I thought also was participating in OVW. So OVW, Brian Pillman Jr. on AEW. Here's the odd thing. Eddie Kingston is out there with the Lucha Brothers and the Butcher and the Blade. Eddie Kingston really cuts a pretty strong promo. He's angry a lot, but you know what? It's believable. At least believable to me.
I like what I see with this guy. The promo, you're right, it's believable, and it's a very well done promo. When he premiered a few weeks back
during that TNT title match.
Yeah, that initial promo was one of the best that I've seen this year, just because it was believable and it was impassioned.
So let's talk about the newly crowned TNT champion, which you and I didn't get the chance to talk about yet. The Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, along with the Dark Order, were on hand to celebrate last week's victory over the American Nightmare, Cody. I've got some weird feelings about this. So you've got Happy Boom Boom, Colt Cabana, and then the rest of the Dark Order with Evil Uno talking about the casket. And then I think it was 10 that was in the casket, wearing a fake painted on Nightmare Family tattoo on his neck and the Nightmare jacket. And they threw that out and just going how awesome it is. And they're celebrating. And everybody bought, everybody bought lawnmowers. I didn't understand that. They had like 6 lawnmowers. I mean, is that how you celebrate? You buy lawnmowers?
It depends on what size your yard is.
Back to the lawnmower from manscaped.com. But they all bought lawnmowers. It just blew me away. I didn't understand it. I mean, I know that it's probably, that they were the sponsor of that segment, and here's a great way to, show off our lawnmowers.
But here's the thing. I mean, this dark, cryptic cult, I guess it's one of those things. They have to cut their yard, too.
I guess.
Or cut the yard in the compound wherever they live, or their clubhouse. And the old days is an 8th clubhouse.
Right. That's a dead man's hand. So Evil Uno says they buried the Nightmare Family, and he introduces Mr. Brody Lee, who came to the ring with Anna Jay. Now, Tony Schiavone was grabbed and brought out to the ring and said, to be honest, I don't see anyone taking this title away from you with this group that you have. He responded to Schiavone saying, it's people like you who created us. We buried the Nightmare Family, and there's not a wrestler back there who would take the title from me. Cody, you will never get this back. Brody Lee introduced Anna Jay as the newest member of the Dark Order. She is the Queen Slayer. Her number is 99. There's not a soul on earth who can touch me. We're the hottest act in professional wrestling. This is where it gets weird for me. Are you an act, or are you, right. We don't want to say the cult word, but I mean, are you a family? I mean, are you the Dark Order? I mean, so what are you? Because you started cutting this, I'm the greatest of all time promo when you're supposed to be the Exalted One.
Dark Order is just, it is an unusual stable. I mean, you've got all of these people under masks except the leader and a handful of other people, so it's not this stable where everybody's, under mask. You got some people that are, and you got some people that
come to the ring and put their mask on in the ring.
Yeah. It's just, man, it's an unusual stable. And I mean, I am so much of the initial intrigue with me was when they were teasing the Exalted One. And I thought at that point, you'll get the surprise, but you'll get some more explanation as to kind of, what they are and this, that, and the other. And I mean, here's the thing. I have, like a lot of people most likely, have a hard time distinguishing who's wrestling week to week, and
that's why their numbers are on their chest.
Yeah, and with you've got these numbers, so outside of that actual stable, it's really hard to attach any individuality to these people. And I get that's part of the gimmick, but it's really, really strange in a world like professional wrestling where you're trying to, get individual people over as well. So I don't quite know what to make of the Dark Order yet. I mean, they intrigue me, so I guess they're doing something right, but it's just an unusual way of going about a stable.
So there was even Scorpio Sky running down and try to help, with Cody and Brandy Rhodes, because obviously the Nightmare Family was getting stomped on, but the numbers game was too big. And then finally Mark Cardona joined the fray, helping them kind of even it up, and the Dark Order heads for higher ground. So, I mean, we might get a match, obviously, at All Out. Hangman Page was at the bar when the Young Bucks confronted him, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. Who are you? What have you become? You're out of the elite. You're not our friend anymore. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
If nothing else, I mean, the elite, and I'm quintessentially talking about the Bucks and Omega, I mean, they have helped to get Page over for me, because he's not going to the beat of that drum. I think it is right. Made Page look stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. So the handicap match that came up next was Big Swole versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Penelope Ford, and Rebel. Britt Baker's super close. She's dressed for a competition, but she's still sitting in the chair because she's a role model. It was entertaining for what it was. Again, we both talk and we both agree that the women's division needs more. Let's talk about Anna Jay, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson of the Dark Order brought out a recruitment folder to Tay Conti, who was sitting at ringside. Apparently, Tay Conti will now be joining the Dark Order. I'm wondering, do I know who Tay Conti is? And what's this mean for me going forward?
Maybe it gets you more invested in the Dark Order and Tay Conti.
What if there was something with boom, boom, Tay Conti, boom, boom? All right. Who knows? Main event. It is a AEW Dynamite first, a tables match. It's Matt Hardy versus the Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara. Very deep gash on the side of Sammy Guevara's head. He's busted open. He looked pretty gnarly. Now, this match really didn't get a quote-unquote finish because Orange Cassidy's music hits, and he charges right at Chris Jericho, who's calling the match at the broadcast booth, and it's a Donnybrook. It's a Pier Sixer. It's a pull apart. It's a Jim Ross, excuse me, yelling at people, get some control out here. And that's how Dynamite goes off the air. Overall, I was okay with waiting until Thursday. Unfortunately, and, we have some insight of what's going on. If AEW would have known, they could have been on last night live because my Milwaukee Bucks decided not to play. And you know what? We're not going to go into that, but that's okay because the Brewers also decided not to play. And, that's something we're all standing behind them as well. So who would have knew that? I mean, AEW didn't know that. They already had sold the tickets for the Thursday show. So, AEW is going to be live on Thursday night. I believe they're live next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
I would have to double check my my records.
Here's the irony of that, though. Guess what? They're going unopposed next week, Wednesday. Yeah. NXT is live on Tuesday, and I checked. I'm like, why are they going on a Tuesday? NXT is going on Tuesday because next Wednesday there's NHL playoffs on the USA Network. So WWE also being affected by sporting events for this year. It used to be the WWE would only get affected by the dog show and the U.S. Open, the tennis, which will always aired on USA. Nitro never took advantage of that ever. Nitro always got beat up by NBA basketball. But
you know what AEW should do, and it seems like something they would do because they seem to have a great sense of self-awareness when it comes to comedy. AEW should have an actual dog show on Dynamite.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a good thought there. So we got a lot of strange things happening. Again, we're building towards All Out. We've got a WWE pay-per-view this Sunday. It's going to be WWE's Payback. And tonight on SmackDown, we've also got, and we're not going to go too much longer here, but what's happening tonight. It's the main event is really the contract signing. The returning big dog, Roman Reigns, is getting a title shot, even though where's he been? He just literally walked into a title shot against the former champion, Braun Strowman, and the current champion, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Your thoughts on what's going to happen in this contract signing? Because we just had a contract signing with MJF and Jon Moxley.
Yeah, I'm interested because, we got to see a little bit more aggressive Roman the other night. So I'm really interested in what kind of Roman we get come tonight.
And again, it's in the Thunderdome. Thunder, thunder, thunder. I miss WCW Thunder. I'm sorry.
Well, you've kind of got it now. You've got the Thunderdome. So, you can just mute it when they say dome and you hear WWE Thunder.
Have you ever heard the song Thunderbusters?
Can't say that I have.
I'm a big fan of mashups. So it's AC/DC's Thunderstruck and Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters.
Oh, really?
Thunderbusters.
That's got me intrigued now.
Yeah, Google Thunderbusters, AC/DC, Ray Parker Jr. The guy that did this, I believe, I'm spacing on his name right now, and I don't subscribe to a lot of stuff on YouTube. I subscribe to him because his mixes, his mashups are phenomenal. But I will tell you that he even mashes up the videos.
Fantastic! I am going to check that out very soon.
You didn't know that was something you needed today, did you?
I did not, but apparently I need that and a lawnmower.
Yeah, because apparently lawnmowers were the big deal here. They were definitely lawnmowers. Wax Audio, that's the name, by the way. Wax Audio, Thunderbusters. Look it up. Well, folks, that's it for the program tonight. We ran a little long. This morning. We ran a little long, but we had stuff to get in. We had to talk AEW. We normally don't have AEW on Friday morning, so we appreciate you sticking it out with us. We apologize for not putting out any content yesterday morning, but I'm going to be completely honest. We just weren't having it. For those that don't know, we lost a member of the PWR family on Wednesday, and with what's going on in that and what's going on with Kenosha, the Brewers and the Bucks, and we just didn't feel like doing it. I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit. We taped the night before, and so we tape these on the night of. So you're listening to this program. We tape on Thursday night. The Thursday morning shows taped on Wednesday night, and it just wasn't that day. We just couldn't do it. So I want you to send your prayers and your thoughts to the Hero family, and let them know how much you care. And I'll be completely honest, the Ma and Pa Hero have been nothing but nice to me anytime I've ever met them. So, Matthew?
No, absolutely. Just echo those sentiments, and thoughts and prayers definitely go out to those guys.
So I didn't know I was going to say anything. It's kind of, I felt it, so it had to come out. So for Matthew Thomas, I'm the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.